Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We are here with Ester Patricia Ceresa, and we are going to talk about morphophysiognomy and animal magnetism, hypnosis, and a little bit about her work as a practice. And so now I'm gonna just say a little bit about myself, and then I will ask Esther to say something about herself, her job, and a little introduction. I am from Brazil. My name is Leila Mahfud. I am hypnotherapist. I work as a trainer as well, and I study a lot about animal magnetism and hypnosis. So I invited some professionals, some people here to talk about their knowledge and their practice. So it's a pleasure to have here Esther talking about her practice and saying something about her job. So we are gonna I'm gonna ask you, Esther, now to just say something about yourself and introduce yourself for us, okay?
It's okay. Hello, Leila. Hello, everybody. I'm Ester Patricia Ceresa, and I am an hypnotherapist. In fact, I am a Master Academy. So my work is in learning. I am a trainer, and even I am a therapist. I am a coach also, and I have a cabinet where I work. So, hello, everybody.
Okay, Esther. So you work either in France and Italy or just in Italy right now?
I'm working actually in Italy and in France, and where the person are asking for formation and learning all around the world.
Okay. I think I actually would like to know about morphophysiognomy. Sorry about the word because I have a problems pronouncing that word. Morphophysiognomy. So I'm gonna repeat that, and then you can explain a little bit about that. Okay.
Just a moment. Okay. Yes, Leila. The name is difficult, but the science is very simple. Let's say that at the base there is the concept of energy, and even our thoughts are energy. And we know today, thanks to the quantum physics, that our thoughts are really energy and can change the matter. Morphophysiognomy is a science that finds the connection between mind and body. How can the mind model our body? And so really there is a connection between our thoughts and the form of our body. So the form of our thoughts correspond to a specific of our body. So we can say that our body reveals something about us, can reveal our temperament, our character, and even our personality. We can say that morphophysiognomy is the result of years of study and statistics. The basis was the physiognomy, that is the study just of the receptor, so eyes, mouth, ear, hands, and like and nose. Morphophysiognomy is something that goes farther, and at the base there are the study of on the matter and on the four basic elements. So fire, earth, and air.
Okay, Esther, just to understand a little bit, so is the reading also the face reading? Because our thoughts get influence. I mean, if you have your thoughts or your beliefs, you can pass through your body image as well, right? Is that correct?
Yes, is it correct? So you can change your body, changing your mind, and you can change your mind, changing your body. So everybody can benefit about the changing of mind when we are making fitness. So making fitness, we are tonifying our body, and even our mind becomes more strength, more tonic. Here a little example.
Okay. So what's the link of that study that this and maybe animal magnetism? Is there any link?
Oh yes, of course, there is a link. Because animal magnetism is the using and developing of a natural energetic fluid that everybody is born with this magnetic fluid. In fact, we can even think about this magnetic fluid in terms of energy. And at the magnetism and mesmerism in specific, there are the study of Aristotle, of Paracelsus, of Hippocrates. There are many ancient studies magnetism as well. The discovery of Dr. Franz Anton Mesmer is strictly connected with the ancient knowledges about the 5 elements. So 4, but there is one element that works and is the essence. Mesmerism, we can even read that it's something that works on our essence, on the essence. So through the 4 elements.
Okay, I got it. I guess we can talk a little bit about energy, because you said before that the energy is all around, right? We are surrounded by energy, and our beliefs, I guess, go through our expressions and our mind, and pass to let's say an intention to the person we are talking, or our patient, right? And I'd like to know a little bit about your practice. What the influence, what that intention gets into your job, in your practice. It's something that you found that is better for your work, and how it changed in your life. Can you say something about that?
Yes, of course. My life really changed when I met the power of energy, and when I really permitted myself to develop and to research in this field. Let's say that once upon a time I decided to give my mind an opportunity, and I gave back infinity of opportunities. So the field today in my cabinet, I'm not using just a science or a discipline. The spirit is the spirit of the researcher. So if you are able to permit yourself to explore your faculties, your capabilities, and your aim is not to define the reality, but to explore the reality, something really change in your life. Today, the person I was yesterday is just a memory. I really changed everything in my life. I changed my profession. I changed my well-being. I changed my way of thinking, of way of acting. And I'm always studying and researching. And in my cabinet, there is the possibility, I give the possibility to the person, if she wants to explore herself and to maybe find the answer to the most ancient question and the most difficult question that we are doing to ourselves: who am I? Who am I? And I'm using in my cabinet, I'm using hypnosis, I'm using the, we can say, the technology of the Enneagram. I'm using the NLP P3 technology of changing. And in my cabinet, there is the possibility of really developing ourselves. And I'm working in personal development through the experimentation.
Great, that's wonderful. Here in Brazil, we always think about how is in other places like Europe. I think it's all the same, you know, people comes with different problems. And what normally do you treat there? What are the problems that come to you normally?
Every person comes to me has a different treatment because every person is different. Of course, I have a normal protocol, but the difference is made from the person. Normally, when I approach to a person that comes to me and comes with a problematic state, at a body level or at a mental level, or maybe there is something that the person or is not able to reach. Many kinds of problems can be solved, and this kind of path. It's sort of exploring ourselves in many different ways, and the exploring and the change when we are changing the tool. And normally, the first step is to make a morphophysiognomy analysis. I mean, I study the body, I study the face, and I go farther the words that the person is telling to me, because body and face can tell me the history about this person, from where she's coming, what is her emotional history as well, what are the plus and the minus in her personality, and what are the inner resources, so, and what are the resources that must be developed and learned for well-being and education. After, I make also an Enneagram profile. So I try to, of course, it's just a clue. This is the basic of my work. I change the tool and I use the Enneagram, and my question inside is, what kind of Enneatype can be this person? and then I combine with the morphophysiognomy analysis. Then I change once again the tools in the bag, and I use the NLP3 tools. So is this person a visual person, a kinesthetic person, is an analytic person? And then I combine with the other clue, and step by step the whole, I mean a map, a possible map of the person it comes to come to me. And after I use even the mesmerism and magnetic knowledge to the sensitivity of the person.
Okay. So I guess you say that's important, first of all, get to know the person and read what is behind what they're saying about their feelings, right? And this is your basic starting, right? You read the person and get all the tools for get the proper treatment. And in this case, right? So in this case, what do you suggest to the therapists, the people who are starting to work with, to the people who wants to work with animal magnetism, maybe? What they actually need to start doing to get all that knowledge, and or maybe something that you can suggest they can start studying or practicing. Can you give some suggestions, maybe?
Yes, and at the basis there is a lot of study. My advice is to find the ancient manuals, the ancient books, and to study many disciplines that are linked to the energy as well. I'm suggesting even to connect to the Egyptian knowledges, to the Sufi knowledges, to the even Greek classic knowledges. And today you can even go through the years, through the centuries, and to find a link between all these schools that were studying about the power of energy and the mind of the human beings. Even can be a very hard study and a very hard path, but never lose your passion. Many manuals are lost, and today you can even look for the traditional schools. For example, about animal magnetism, I found today school that is now continuing the path of Franz Anton Mesmer. So I learned the path and the philosophy from the school of Dr. Marco Paret in Nice. Then I developed all the learning that I had, combining with many disciplines as well, because there is not just a truth, but there is something curious that no, it is not important from how far you are coming. It seems that the center is always the same. So the answer of Franz Anton Mesmer is there is a magnetic fluid. The answer of morphophysiognomy is there is an energy that can model your body. The learning of NLP is that your inner energy is revealed about the way you are talking, your language, your body language, even your spoken language. And in hypnosis, even you can test happen when the energy of the person change. So when it is used a creative energy and not a logic energy. And okay, we can really talk for hours, you know.
Okay, Esther, I get it. While you were speaking, I was thinking about so many things. Normally, people ask a lot of questions for myself. And as you said about energy, that's the same orange, right? The same place. Actually, we say about fluid, about energy, about that, and then some people ask me about the chakras. Have you ever studied about or use like the chakra meaning in your job? Can you say something about that?
Even chakra are linked to my job, because normally in the magnetic field we are thinking in terms of poles that are some plexus, energetic plexus. Chakra are some energetic points that are connected to some function in our body and in our mind. Let's think in this moment to the solar plexus that is important even in the both path. So the solar plexus is really a very important point of transformation. And yes, it is really linked. Even there is the crown that is an important pole, magnetic pole, and even is the part that divide, you know, the sky and the heart. So it is the part that link my body to my spiritual part. Yes, of course, it is really linked. So it depends from the tool you are looking.
Okay. Since I started working with magnetism and even with regression, that I went more deeper into that kind of work, I got some feelings in my body. It changed, like I got some feelings in my chakra crown, and you know, like different things that happen and start happening in myself. And I was wondering, what is that? You know, what that started happening, and I went to look for some answers. And I was wondering if that happened to you as well, if you got into something different since you started working with that.
Let's say that to entry and to open the window of animal is passed from another window. So let's say that I even studied the quantum psychology of Stephen Walensky. To understand animal magnetism, maybe it is important to talk about what is energy, what is matter, what is, well, okay. In quantum psychology, there is a link between the energy and the nothing. Okay, let's say that in quantum psychology, energy is everywhere, and energy can be or nothing or everything. We can say that universe is void, but this void is full, and this same energy can be completely void or completely condensed. So from this void, we can, with our intention, our thought, create a condensation and then create the matter. So if we think that everything is linked by nothing, so apparently this nothing and this chaos is the order of the universe. And what changed this void in something condensed? In quantum physics, we can say that there is an observer that observes this void and then try to give a definition. And this definition, nothing. If we think that in animal magnetism, the base is the center, the goal of the person, and in the center, in the essence, there is nothing and there is everything. In this center, you can really connect to other. You can really connect to the other person without speaking, without telling any words, because you are in the void, you are in the essence, and in that essence, your thought can rise. Your energy, condensed in an intention, arrives to the other person, and exactly the opposite. So if you are open and you are void, you can receive the vibration, the energy of the other person. And it becomes a dance. So let's dance together. We can, so I can send you, you can send me. So there is a natural, healing because there is a communication in a very subtle way.
The communication, it does matter the let's say the conscious state of mind. Like if you go deeper, you can get the connection, or you make the connection in everyday life, or since the start you are with your client over there. Can you say something about maybe the trance state or something like that?
We are all living a trance. And this trance is our personality. Trance is our everyday life. This trance is the attention we are focusing on our passion. Maybe we are not who we are thinking of being. Something is changing when we are living part of us. Maybe we are not our memories. Quantum psychology says maybe we are not the definition of us. Maybe we are not the association. Let's say that when we are defining ourselves, we are choosing just a little part of the entire we are. In this kind of part, you can be aware of the part you decided to act. And you can be even aware of that kind of part that can be useful for you and that maybe you think you are not. With hypnosis, you can link to your unconscious mind, and your unconscious mind is born to create. So our rational mind is born to execute, but to execute something, an idea, an emotion we need inside. And this is the role of unconscious mind. After our rational and logical mind then ask itself, okay, is it possible? How can I do it? And it creates the procedure to take this idea to be reality. Sometimes we are, okay, let's say that there are at least 3 levels in us: an intellectual level, an emotional level, and an instinctual level. Sometimes we are asking and we are using the level in a bad way. I mean, we are asking to our intellectual and analytic part to be emotional, so to live emotion. But this area, the emotional area, that must feel. The intellectual area must think and create some procedure and define the reality. And then sometimes when we are mixing and the level problems are arriving, because it is like to say that we are asking to our mind to feel, and we are asking to our heart to create procedure. Or we are asking to our instinctual part to be rational, archaic and primitive answer that can be useful for us.
Great.
Or let's say that with hypnosis we can get in contact with this natural part of us that is made to make, that it is born as to make us genius, you know. So there is a genius in that part of us, and we are asking to that part to find the resource that rationally we are not able to find to solve a problem, or to us in the direction we want to be.
Okay. I just was thinking about the questions that another day someone asked me about the trance, if it's important to have something deeper, you know, like a deep trance to get into the information. Like he even mentioned this Isdale trance, right? And so what you mean is that it's not that important, the deeper trance, right? It's more the connection you make to let the person get in touch with her inner self. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. There are many different kinds of trances. I mean, hypnosis, it's the trance of our mind. Mesmerism is the trance of the body. So with hypnosis, we are going from the mind to the subconscious. And with mesmerism, we are going from the subconscious to the mind. So the direction is exactly the opposite, and both are complementary. Every one of us prefer a specific kind of trance. So that's why in my cabinet, before to start work, I make some tests to understand which kind of hypnosis, which kind of technique, which kind of trance the person prefers. So everyone tells me what is the key to go inside of him. Sometimes we are preferring instant hypnosis. Sometimes we are preferring Ericksonian hypnosis, that it is verbal. Sometimes we are preferring non-verbal hypnosis or magnetic hypnosis. completely non-verbal. What are the differences in the trances? Okay, we can have light or deep trances. We can even use the somnambulistic, the magnetic somnambulism that permits us to have a very, very deep trances and permit us to have some different regressions, right, and even progressions in future lives, because it is a different regression. It's a magnetic regression. So the body tells us the history. And for the body, and there is no time, there is no space, there is the mind. The space in the mind is the concept of the mind. So for the body, there is just the now. And this now is multi-level. So this now can be here, can be there, and can be in face of us. So it's like parallel, you know. And sometimes persons are thinking that to have a good regression, you must have a very deep state of trance. It depends, because sometimes we need the person to talk. And in this case, it is advised to have a light trance. Because sometimes if you are in a deep state, you are really there, so you are living the situation, but it is difficult to you to talk. And then for the operator, it is important to use another code, maybe the ideomotory, yes, not, and then you must able to do the right questions, like in the tarot, you know, yes, no. There you must be very able to be sensitive to make the right question in a silent regression. You can use a lot of instruments. You can use even you can use Ericksonian hypnosis, so Ericksonian induction. You can use even induction of Ellman, Dave Ellman. You can use even induction that are used a lot in NLP. So it's very light, it's like a sort of relaxation. It depends. How can you recognize which kind of trance you must choose? It is the person that gives you the key. So even if I have a protocol in every meeting, even if I have an idea of what to do, it is always the person with her feedback that gives me the procedure of the meeting and the tools and the technique to use in that kind of meeting for the developing of her inner consciousness and even her life.
Okay, Esther, great, thank you. I know that you have to work afterwards, right? So I will just make maybe 2 more questions, and then we can end of our nice conversation, maybe arrange another day, some other day. So I'd like to ask you about the magnetic gaze. You know, some people here ask about that, and they even say that it's a suggestion. So if you can say something about the magnetic gaze and what that influence in your job, that will be great, okay?
Let's say that fascination and magnetic gaze was a really shock to me when I discovered at the school in Nice. I was there to study something really different. I was there to study NLP3, and I felt in love for nonverbal hypnosis, for mesmerism and fascination. So Dr. Parek gazing at students in that particular way, I, in my feminine way, I felt a little bit, you know, insecure, because it's a different kind of working. It's a masculine way of working. The power of gaze is incredible. It can change pattern. It can solve phobias, trauma, problems, ancient problems in just. It's an instant trance that needs you to be present and needs you to be in the path of presence, because, and of course, it needs to be in the path of animal magnetism, because like hypnosis, it's the daughter of magnetism, fascination, and hypnosis is one of possible consequences of mesmerism and of animal magnetism. Even fascination is one consequence of the work on our inner animal magnetism. If you work on your magnetic fluid, your gaze becomes strong. Of course, you can work a lot with the mirror at the beginning. The principle is to get in a zero idea. So the basic ethics exercise that we can start to do to understand the power of fascination is to use the mirror in everyday life. Try to look at us without blinking. And when we are checking that our gaze is blocked, we can even start to give us some suggestion, positive suggestion. It's like a slogan. I am sensitive, or I am magnetic, or I know this lesson. I am persuasive. I am full of energy. I am full of vitality. I am beautiful. I am okay. When your mind is blocked, so you can block your mind, rational mind, blocking your eyes, which starts even different manifestation, different that normally people are considering extraordinary, like telepathy, like clairvoyance, like healing at distance. It is a word, and it is something magic. Our eyes are magic. The magnetic gaze can be or sweet or strong. And even there, it is the person that tells to me, what I check in my work at the cabinet is that fascination really arrives where hypnosis stops. Or even magnetism requires a lot of time. It is like something that broke, something that is blocked in our mind. So with this gaze, with this fascination techniques, we are arriving into the core, and we can the person. It is something really magic.
Okay. Yes, I get the same feeling. That's why I identify with you, because we are women, and normally we see those magnetic gaze, like strong ones. It's more like for, I guess, it fits more for men, right? Like doing the thing. But I found myself in a way that I can do it in a very smooth way, you know. So I use my gaze and the knowledge I got from even from the when I went to France, that I can use to transmit the idea, my intention, and the starting part, you know, before the hypnosis thing. So I guess that the magnetic gaze helps not just the induction, but the way of we talk to the people, the way we look to ourselves and to them, right? And this is something great, and I keep studying and keep practicing. And I don't use a lot of fascination in the cabinet, but the meaning of the magnetic gaze, you know, in a very smooth way. So just to finish, Esther, if you can just to have give an idea, general idea about the everything that we talk about, if you can finalize just saying some more things, and then we can end here. Okay, so if you can just give some suggestion or say something about the job you were doing in the cabinet.
Okay, the goal is to give the person what asking, what looking for, and sometimes the person doesn't know what. So here we are working in a very natural way. Sometimes we are discovering the boiled water, the hot water, you know. What's in my experience, what I understood, what I'm using and experimenting every day, is that there are many ways to and to develop the faculties of our mind. We are more that than we think we are. If we are reasoning in terms of natural elements, we can say in the universe there is a duality. There is the positive and the negative, the feminine and the masculine. With a very simplification, we can say that animal magnetism is we can say that fascination, so mesmerism is feminine, fascination is masculine. Hypnosis is neutral. If we think in terms of elements, you know, that fascination is the plus, mesmerism is the meanings, and hypnosis is the neutral element. So we can use all these elements that are natural in the universe, because we are made a mix of these elements. My advice to those that are pioneer and want to discover themselves, I can advise to be curious and to go in a very simple path, step by step. In my experience, nature is very lost the simplicity, and in the simplicity there is the key. But sometimes nature loves to veil this simplicity with something that apparently is mysterious, you know. I invite you to discover and to come back to a very natural and simple way of thinking and of being. To And when you come back to your natural connection with the universe, so you are part of the universe, you are part of the nature, and you link that maybe one day has been broken, or you can really develop yourself and discover what I'm telling to you, that maybe you are not what you are thinking to be. So maybe you are something more and bigger. This is my advice to you. With hypnosis, with NLP3, with quantum psychology, with fascination, with mesmerism, and even with morphophysiognomy, you can use very simple tools that you have inside of you already. Rediscover. So apparently are complex. In fact, they are instruments, inner instruments that we have inside of us and of our that we are the universe, and the universe is expression of us. So let the universe give us the clues, you know, and let the nature give us the clues of the secret.
Okay, Esther, thank you very much. I hope I can translate later, because I saw that there's some cuttings in the way, you know, in the internet. But I will see if I can let that in Portuguese for the people here in Brazil as well. And I'd like to be thankful for you to give us some of your time, because I know you are working there and you have some patience to see, you know. And I really appreciate that you give us a little bit of your knowledge, a little bit of your time, and I'm very grateful for that. And it's always nice to talk to you. I love to talk to you because I learn a lot. So I really hope we can talk again and do more of this, okay? So if you want to just say, just to end, you know, and finish that, then we are gonna end here, and I'm gonna leave that later on YouTube for everybody to watch that later, okay? So thanks again.
Thank you, Leila. Thank you, because even me, I learned a lot from you. So we are learning from each other. We are like a mirror. So every person can learn from the other. We can learn from each other. It's really, really important. We are not an island, so every person needs another person to be like a mirror. And I know your passion, I know your sensitivity, I know that you are using even in your cabinet and in your learning, in your teaching, all those things that has been revealed to you. And it was like a seed put inside of you. And I know that you permit yourself to explore, and you permit yourself to share with others what you have learned. And I wish you all the best. I wish you to be always curious and open to this magic, or maybe simple world. And thank you. I hope to talk to you again. My advice is to be always with open mind and open gaze, and because open gaze is open mind as well, and to be a coach of ourselves, to help us to be in action, so to focus what's important to us, to get in action and to go straightly to our challenge to be a better human being. So thank you, Leila, for your work. Thank you, Leila, for being a mesmerist. Thank you for being a testimonial of the power of the magnetism and of the power of the conscious, really conscious mind. No matter what's the first door that you open, the important is that you arrive to open it. You can choose, you know, there are a lot of science, a lot of disciplines, a lot of knowledges, and you can mix. Leila, and hello everybody. I hope to meet you again, and be curious and permit yourself to experimenting. Thank you. Okay. Leila, we can cut.
Well, 1 second. I'm gonna finish here then. I forgot. I need to also. I'd like to leave here the message that I'm very grateful, not just for you, but for the school, the opportunity I had to go to France and to meet Marco Pare and you. I think was the starting point. And now I'm continuing studying that, and I see that's a long way. You know, I'm learning, keep learning all the time. As you said, it's a mirror, and I say the same thing you say. You know, because we learn with each other, and this is our path in this Earth time. Okay, thank you very much, Esther. I'm gonna finish here, and then we talk again.